What is up guys, it's your boy Solam here, back with another hardcore classic WoW video. Now today we have some drama to talk about. Now I don't really know how this even became drama, but apparently here we are. I guess it might be because there's been some confusion. There was a level 30 Mak'Gora tournament that happened very recently, where everyone who was level 30 could enter into a Mak'Gora tournament, basically a duel to the death kind of tournament right on the hardcore PTR, which everyone knew about, or everyone who was in the Discord knew about. You could sign up as a regular person, as a content creator. A bunch of people were in this tournament. It was really fun to watch, and they tried a bunch of this stuff. It was so fun to watch this. I couldn't participate myself, but I was there watching. It was really fun to see, and the preparation for the tournament was also incredible to watch. Like, I watched some of the streamers before, and it was so much fun to see exactly what they were doing to prepare for the tournament, and it just, like, people have so much game knowledge, it's incredible. Now, the drama here came from Tactics, who were able to get a level 58 pet through the Midsummer Fire Festival. Now, I guess the drama comes from, like, people that were mad that he had a bunch of pets that he had gotten on the PTR, but this was a tournament where there were pretty much no rules, or at least people knew about the rules beforehand. Now, I'm probably going to get some hate for the video. Some people might be on my side, some might be on others' side. I'm just gonna express my opinion on this because I really feel like, yeah, I have something to say. I would just want to express my opinion on this drama. I just want to show what this is about. So first of all, this was a tournament for the PTR. It wasn't really supposed to be that serious. It's a PTR after all. It's just a way to make some content for people to watch. It's a way to give streamers something to do on the PTR as well. Just give people something to watch and something to do, providing entertainment, right? So on that premise, there's a couple of rules for the tournament as well, which was posted beforehand, so everyone knew what to expect from the tournament itself, and based on the announcements, you knew what cards you had to play with, right? It's like you're playing poker, you play the cards you're dealt. In this case, I've grabbed some screenshots of the rules, so we knew beforehand what the rules were. Right here, level 30 Mak'Gora, Friday, July 7th. There's no /played cap, meaning you can play as much as you want. No solo self-found rules, meaning you can group and trade. You can basically do pretty much everything. Level 30 is required. There's no race/class restrictions. Sign up for random brackets coming soon, and time of day to be decided. Stay tuned. These were the rules that you had to abide by when going into the tournament, right? So you had a lot of freedom to do exactly what you want to do. Now, before the tournament, they also posted a document stating rules. Level 30 Mak'Gora, so Alliance and Horde is allowed. One life, death equals delete by server rules, because this is the hardcore PTR, right? Time, Friday 10 AM PST. Location to be decided, because they didn't really want to give that out to people, but they had the first location in Eurotar, which a bunch of people made level 1s and got there, and it basically caused a bunch of lag. So they went to a level 30 zone, which is harder to get to, which is in 1000 needles, or yeah, 1000 needles or shimmering flats, right? Now, not solo self-found, meaning you can trade for items or have people help you get whirlwind axe and so on. This one is important. You could have people help you get stuff, right? Now, no pre-popping/popping resistance potions. Resistant potions can be abused to basically make all casters useless. This isn't fun for anyone, even without PvP trinkets. So for buffs, there's no getting buffs from other people, because this could also create unfair stuff, and this was also abused in the level 10 Mak'Gora tournament, so it's removed from this one. Literally, just buff yourself. Buffs from the open world or quests are allowed if you can get them. Now, this is where game knowledge comes into play. Like, for example, there was a shaman who had the it's called the Wind Fury. It's not even a Wind Fury, it's a Wind Totem. By doing the Wind Totem quest, you get like 30% extra haste or attack speed and 40% movement speed. So you could grab that buff, then just log out until the tournament and log in to do your duel with that buff. There was one shaman who did that, and he did really well. Now, even then, like, mages and hunters crushed this place, but the winner was actually a warrior, which we'll get to in just a second. So those are pretty much the rules you had to play by. Now, based on this, Tactics, for example, he went out and grabbed a pet that you can only get from doing the Midsummer Fire Festival, which also requires you to basically get some help, but once again, in the rules, getting help from people is allowed. So what he did was gather a bunch of level 1s who would then carry him to Winter Spring for that flame, and also carry him to Ashara for that flame. Now, even though he did that, he got the Silithus one and the Ungoro one by himself as well, so he got all 4 of those flames, which then gave him a level 58 pet, which is pretty overpowered for this tournament, like, let's be real, and the pet itself should probably have been banned beforehand, but if you follow the rules and grab that pet, which was allowed in the rules, and then it's taken out of the rule set last second, that feels really bad, especially considering he almost died on the actual journey. Like, walking to Winter Spring, he almost died just by doing that, because you have to go through a level 50 zone, you have to go through the tunnel from the Furbolgs, right? Getting to Winter Spring to grab that flame is super difficult. You have to have a bunch of people walk with you, you have to use target dummies, and to get these flames he even used a Light of Illusion, so he had to make some sacrifices to actually make this run as well, right? Now, if the pet was banned beforehand, he wouldn't have to use those target dummies, he wouldn't have to spend his Light of Illusion, and he could have saved that for the tournament as well. Basically, he took a massive risk, bringing a level 30 warrior with a bunch of time played and a Whirlwind Axe out through Felwood, through Winter Spring, through Ashara to get this level 58 pet. He took a massive risk, but it really also paid off, right? Which was in the rule set to begin with. Now, when entering this tournament, you're entering the tournament based on the rules you're given. So if you go into a tournament where massive preparation is allowed and you don't do that preparation, I feel like that's kind of on you. I feel like when everything is allowed, you should be using everything as well. It's a Mak'Gora, it's a duel to the death. If everything is allowed, you're going to use everything that is allowed. You're going to play the cards you're given, and if you're given an ace, you're going to play that ace. In this case, he just read the rules, played by the rules, and grabbed that pet, which, let's be real, was insanely strong, but once again was within the initial rules. So the massive drama here came from, for example, the actual the finale was between Peyo and Tactics, and this pet saw Peyo in stealth, because once again it's a level 58 pet, they were level 30, so he's going to see you in stealth, he's not going to get the opener, and in the end Tactics won, which it set Peyo off a little bit. I'm hoping I don't get any haters in the comments for that one, but yeah, he got a little bit mad at Tactics for using that pet, but at the end of the day it was within the rules after all. I don't really see how there's any drama about this. People are mad at Tactics for using the pet, and on the other side people are mad at Peyo for being mad at Tactics. It's just a never-ending circle of drama that for me is just created out of nowhere. This tournament was a no rules tournament based on the fact that before we have had a level 30 tournament in the open and closed beta of Classic WoW, so they wanted to do something different just to see how far people can go when they have the freedom to go as far as they can. For Classic WoW, in the open beta and closed beta, we had massive content creators hosting tournaments, but they had restrictions. So in this case, they just wanted to try something different, allow people to massively over-prepare if they want to. And I just want to pull up a tweet from Agwend about this as well, where he doesn't want to express an opinion, but he wants to state something. So the question here was, joined for a WoW dueling tournament, stayed for Pokemon battles. On a serious note, allowing to use everything / almost everything is the worst idea ever for a level 30 bracket. There should be a balance between preparation and skill. This tournament solely relies on preparation. Not going to express an opinion, but I will posit a thought. Doesn't that kind of sum up Vanilla Classic WoW perfectly? Take a relatively simple challenge and then vastly over-prepare for it, with the greatest efficacy, I don't know how to say that one, belonging to the group that, or the person that sweated the hardest on said prep. Now, I guess the actual drama here comes from the actual difference between skill and game knowledge, because the tournament itself wasn't really a testament of skill, more so a testament of game knowledge, and I guess that's kind of like summarized in Classic WoW as well. You can be as good at your class as you want, but the more game knowledge you have, the better you get. For example, you can be as good of a warrior as you want to be, but world buffs will massively buff your character every single time, and any warrior with world buffs will usually outperform a warrior without world buffs. In this case, game knowledge plus skill is the way to go. Now for the tournament, once again, there was no rules. The rules that it was known beforehand. It's like entering into a car race with a Volvo 360 and no NOS when NOS is allowed to use. And people are using sports cars and you show up with your regular car with nothing else on it. And then being mad that someone else had a better car than you and they did more preparation than you. In this case, it was allowed and even pretty much encouraged because they wanted to see how far people could go, just wanted to create entertainment for people, and I just don't see how people can be mad about that. It's PTR after all. I guess to end the video off, I will say, I agree, it wasn't a fair matchup, because once again, one person had a very helpful level 58 pet, and farmed a bunch of other pets as well, which once again, anyone could do, and in this case, like, if you wanted to get the Cinder Bracers, you had to get a bunch of people following you through high level zones, or at least you did want to get some level 1s to follow you through high level zones, and in this case, if both players had that game knowledge, if Peo knew about that bracer, he has a vastly higher viewer base than Tactics has, which means he had the upper hand here. He could have had a group of level 1s carry him through those high level zones way easier than Tactics would, because once again, bigger streamer, bigger outreach gives, like, you could have more people, and he could have gotten the bracers too, even easier than Tactics did, right, in that case. But the tournament itself, and the dueling tournament, was never supposed to be like about to be, it wasn't about being the best player, it was about creating entertainment for people in a PTR environment. I just don't see how this became drama, but I think Peo is uploading a video about it today if he hasn't already, so we'll see his point of view afterwards as well. I just wanted to make this video, talk about my side of things. I don't see how people turned a fun event hosted by Sarth and Saryu, which was really fun to watch. I really enjoyed, like, seeing the actual preparation that people were doing and just the absolute onslaught. Some mages were just, like, absolutely demolishing people. A hunter was kiting a paladin around for like 15 minutes using traps. It was just very fun to watch overall, seeing the combination between player skill and preparation, seeing how insane people could be at level 30. I absolutely had no idea. This was really cool to see. I want to thank Sarth and Saryu for hosting this tournament. It was really fun to see, and I hope there's more of them throughout the PTR cycle. This is something that I love about the PTR. These tournaments, they're just so fun to play, and everyone from EU and North America can just participate and play against each other. It's a super cool environment, and it's why I love PTR so much. Either way, I just wanted to hop online today, talk about this super quick. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think the drama was deserved, or do you think it's a non-issue? Either way, let me know in the comments down below. As always, I'm streaming on Twitch and on Kick pretty much every single day leading up to the hardcore servers. I do work most Mondays, so I don't stream Mondays, but other than that, usually live, watching some videos, playing some classic WoW, and preparing for the hardcore servers. If you want to see me live, the links are down below. Either way, I just wanted to talk about that today. Once again, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a sub. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you again very soon.